Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning stretch. Tricia Slomo here, along with Chief Meteorologist Matt Engelbrecht. And we've got producer Kyrstyn Glover.
Hello.
Good to see you, friends.
Hello.
You know, our morning stretch is always fun when we get to talk about the day's stories, kind of stretch into the areas that people don't always know about what we're thinking about a story when we're given that story. So I think it's a lot of fun today. We've got some really fun topics to talk about.
Well, I think more importantly, how are my levels?
Okay,
How are
come
my
on.
Oh,
Are
he's
they
taking
good?
it personally.
Are
We tried
I
to
give
explain
one
to
note.
Matt
Not
that
here.
sometimes he
Not
gets
here.
really loud.
Is that okay?
No, because
What
when
if
you
I
get
talk
closer,
like
but
this?
your voice goes softer, it's
So I'll
not
just
bad.
talk normal
But if you're like,
this
ha, you know, like
the
that's,
entire time.
come on.
You're an editor's dream, Matt. Editor's dream. All right, let's talk weather, though, real quick. Matt, we do have snow to talk about on
Yes.
Thursday.
We do. The start of spring, and so the official start of spring is going to be on Thursday. And Mother Nature, she's cruel. She plays some jokes, and that includes some snow. There's Thursday at 9 a.m. The snow will be wrapping up, but temperatures around freezing to start the day.
First day of spring, huh?
Yep.
Nice way to go.
Yikes.
People think spring and they think allergy season.
Right.
And I think that's really comes to mind. And Kyrstyn, you had a story in the show today that I thought was amazing, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because there's actually an organization that comes up with allergy capitals of the United States, right?
Yes, there is. And I'm not like totally surprised by these numbers.
I know.
They were saying that the Midwest and the Southeast are the peak areas.
Yeah,
And
you know, something to brag about. If we had, if we're really
Yeah,
sneezing.
if you're a Zoloft salesman. I know where my market is.
Oh, that's a redbud tree. I like that. Oh, that looks like one of the pear trees, fruit trees, maybe.
Yeah, and we're not there yet. So that's the thing about allergies is they hit you, but everybody thinks the allergies hit when you get the blooms or when you get the flowers. But even before then, you get that pollen going and you get those trees, the trees and the grass.
Yeah, you could go shake a tree, right, Matt?
That's true. You're mocking me, aren't you?
I am mocking you. This morning he said, you shake a tree and
you
it
can.
goes poof.
This is not hyperbole. You could in the southeast, you could shake a tree and
a
the
tree.
pollen would just poof.
Yeah, and I said, don't shake a tree.
Why can't you shake a tree?
Don't do it.
I was really concerned about her saying don't. I thought it was like an old saying or something like that.
Like,
don't,
what's
don't
gonna
shake
happen?
an old tree.
Don't shake a
Don't break
tree.
a mirror.
No. When you say, when you shake a tree, and I'm thinking, well, don't shake the tree.
Yeah, I mean, you got to shake the
Don't
tree so
rock
you can
the
see
boat.
how much pollen is. It's
boat,
just a
rock the
proof of
boat.
point. I don't do it all the time.
That's what I'm
It has
thinking
been
of.
a while since I've shaken a tree, but when I
okay.
did, you could see the pollen.
Really, when's the last time you've actually shaken a tree? Okay, how do you shake an entire? Like I'm
Right.
picturing like a nice mature tree.
Let me take it back. The year was 1987.
I'm going to interrupt this.
I was just a
Where
little
where
boy.
in the U.S., Kyrstyn, are the best places to live? Because this actually surprised me. I thought this state would not have the best numbers for allergy.
Well, let's see here. I know Oklahoma City was in second place.
Second place. So that means it
That
has
was-
the worst allergies.
Yeah.
The worst allergies. Okay.
So wait, New
No, it was
Orleans came in
Boston.
second. Okay, so the cities. Who were the worst cities? Let's start there.
Worst cities was Wichita, Kansas.
Kansas.
That's the worst one.
Oh, the baby.
Okay.
Poor guy.
And again, not surprising because isn't there like a lot of farm areas? Like
Yeah.
all the
Dust
There's,
and
like,
wind.
hay.
That's a wind.
a lot of people are allergic to hay and all that kind of stuff. I know my mom is.
Yeah.
And then New Orleans came in second, and then Oklahoma City.
Right.
All those ones were bad.
But the least problematic.
Was Boston.
That's what surprised me.
Very surprising. And I don't get it because
They have a lot of blooming things.
blooming and like industry and
Yeah.
I'm no good at geography, but isn't that fairly close to like a bunch of major cities and like pollution? That affects allergies as well.
would think so.
So
I know.
I don't know. I know maybe last week I thought I had allergies. Perhaps I was just sick since you're saying it's too early, but I swore I had some allergies. It was making me all stuffed up and I sneezing all crazy.
Yeah, I know. I sit right next to you.
It's okay. It's
all
gone
right.
now. It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
It's all right.
Hey, we're really happy for the Crew 9 astronauts. They are home. They are actually reunited with their families, and I just think this is awesome. Did you guys watch the splashdown yesterday? I was really enthralled by that yesterday. Did you guys watch?
Matt?
No,
What?
I didn't.
Am I the only one who's like
didn't
made sure I
watch.
was by my TV at 5:57 was the splashdown? I started watching like in the 5:30 newscast. Go, is it now? Is it now? Where are they?
Yeah.
Where are they? And they started the broadcast with the actual capsule coming back through our atmosphere, and you could see this glow because it is so hot, thousands of degrees hot, and then it gets into our atmosphere and it starts to cool down, but it is barreling at Earth, and then all of these lovely parachutes come off of it, and it's so cool. Look at this. It's so inspiring, and you just got so excited. Every now and then they would take these inside look at the 4 astronauts that are inside there. They are. And they just look so happy, and then you're just wondering, what do they feel like? Because they just went from 0 gravity to gravity.
Right.
And not only gravity, but a splashdown. So it's like you feel every impact of that. And that's why you're all strapped in, I'm sure. But oh my goodness, it was so inspiring. And just to hear, and then you can see in the distance, these are the support
Parachutes?
vehicles. No, they're in the distance beyond that.
Oh, wait,
You
on
can
the horizon.
see
Okay.
they're coming in, and they zoom in, these little boats. They zoom in, and you can see these responders like getting on, and they're taking measurements, trying to see if the gases are still around that capsule, and they make sure it's safe, and then they can actually, you saw at one point one of the divers scaling the side of the capsule. It was really cool last night.
Oh, and apparently they had dolphins.
Yeah,
I saw that.
pod of
I saw that. It was so
dolphins.
cute.
Pot of dolphins like, what's this?
Yeah. Oh, they're back. Oh, they're back. Yeah.
They're here.
So they get the news. Dolphins get the news. They
sure.
knew they were up there for a while, and they thought, oh my gosh, they're going to be splashing down in our neck of the woods.
I took it as, what are you doing here? Get out of my way. That's what I was like.
This is I was going to say turf, but this is our sea.
Aren't dolphins bullies? I heard that once, that they're kind of the bullies of the ocean.
Well, you know what? They are so darn smart. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're not aggressive, are they?
No, not aggressive, but they're like,
You'll do what I say? kind
pretty
of thing?
much, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really wanted to watch this, but I was fast asleep.
Just look at the footage.
Yeah.
I mean, when you compare it to Splashdown back in like the Apollo missions, where it's just black and white, and we kind of got a sense that it's now we have drone footage rotating around this splashdown. Plus,
I love it.
What's going on there? I mean, we would lose contact with the spacecraft for a number of minutes on reentry, and now it's just it is amazing the amount of information simultaneously coming out from the little capsule.
Oh, it's incredible the amount of what we've done with engineering and how it's
Absolutely.
progressed. They spoke last night on the news as it was entering that, originally this plan was to bring this capsule in, and then some way of descent would happen where they could bring it down on Earth. But they decided to scrap that because, one, it costs more, and two, this is still the safest way to bring the capsule home. So they're like,
Push.
let's bring it in the water.
Have you guys seen Hidden Figures?
Yes.
No.
Yes, very
That's a
good movie.
great-
Love that
I've heard
movie.
A lot of great movies.
You need to check it
that's a good
out
one.
because they show how the computers, which were all these women, that they were able to like
Do the math.
in their head, like crazy math that I certainly can't even do with a calculator. And it was amazing how they calculated the launch and landings of, the first astronauts. And it's now think of where we're at now. And I just think it's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
and not just women, they were black women. And
Yes.
that's why the movie was called Hidden Figures.
Yes.
They kept that fact away from history books all these years. So it's really sad. That brings us perfectly to our next topic, and it's Women's History Month. I happen to get assigned a really cool story, guys, and it's
great.
It's politics. And I was really challenged with this because I'm like, well, there's plenty of great Indiana and Michigan state leaders, either in the Senate or representatives. Also in Michigan, there is a female senator. I could interview any of these people and make it a part of my history piece, but then it seems political, right? I mean, you've either got to talk about the Republican or the Democrat Party office holder, and I felt like that's just going to get people fighting. So I decided to go the middle ground route.
And you're good about that.
And
you're really good about that.
I try. And so I found, and we have more Republican women leaders in state legislature than Democrat female leaders, but as a whole, we have far less in the state of Indiana. More on that coming up. But what was really cool is I got to interview a book author and professor of political science at the University of Notre Dame. Her name is Christina Wolbrecht, and she educated me on so many wonderful things about women in history, in politics. She said, and she opened my eyes, she's like, don't just look at 1920s as when women, the suffrage movement got women the right to vote. She said, women have always been a part of American politics. And these are the two books that she authored about just that, the women's suffrage movement. This is her new book, See Jane Run, How Women Politicians Matter. That book is going to drop on April the 11th. And so this picture right here, though, is of the Nevada legislature. And the reason I bring this up is they have the majority of their legislature is women. And they're the first in the country to do this, and they've maintained that. Yeah. They broke that glass ceiling in 2019, and they have remained consistently high. So I actually have some statistics, though. People say, well, that's great for Nevada, that they have a 60% majority. But I want you to look. They're the number one in the country with 61% female. Michigan state legislature has 40% female. They're ranked 14th in the country for that. Indiana is ranked 39th at the bottom with only 27% female. In my research, I found we have in our viewing area, we have 6 female legislators, either on the state Senate or state representative side. Down in Indianapolis, 4 are Republican, 2 are Democrat. In Michigan, I could only find 1 representative. Of course, the congressional, the federal, the state level, Senator Alyssa Slotkin is a U.S. senator. And of course, that is only of recent developments that she was put in that position. So this has been fascinating for me to learn. We still have a lot of gains to go. And when people say, well, what do you mean? We still have a long way to go. Folks, women are 50% of the population. Yep. There should be no reason why we're not 50-50 in legislative arenas. So let's keep that in mind. Let's do better. And women should be, stepping into their own in politics. And for anybody who says, oh, they just want the Democratic Party. No. I mean, we're seeing a rise in women politics in the Republican Party. We're seeing a rise in women in the Democratic Party. She also, in our story that runs tonight, she talks about why women don't run. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it's all in our heads, ladies. We often say, oh, I just don't want to do it. Or I don't want to put up with that kind of noise or nonsense. And that's not for me. And I won't have the political networking. And they don't. A lot of women don't. But for every woman who says that, if you looked at their credentials, it would be exactly, or maybe even more credentials than a man that's currently holding a political office. Seriously. So consider it. ladies, if you want to consider it, do it. Flex a little bit. Go in there. Go in that arena. So it's been a real fun story to look into.
Can you, so you mentioned it, and I just wanted to explore it a little bit more. The trend is very important. This isn't just like a one-off, 60% for 1 year. This is for multiple years. So
yes.
Are you getting the sense, not necessarily that it's a strong movement, but there's a trend for more women to get involved in politics?
That's exactly what Christina studies, and she's saying yes. In my story tonight, she's actually going to be talking about just to see the voting patterns.
Yeah.
Since 1920s, women, they're voting. Every generation of women voting has increased from the generation before. And when it comes to politics and actually running for office, we're seeing that gradual trend up as well. But again, women often, they get saddled with that thinking, maybe they're moms and they need to stay with their kids, or if they're working and they're mothers, they feel like that's enough for me, I can't do it. But it's not just that. Voters often unfairly judge a woman who is running. When there's a man who's a father, voters will unnecessarily judge a woman saying, well, she shouldn't be running. She's got 2 little kids at home.
Well, it's
or
also
something like that.
The emotional component.
Yeah.
They think they can't handle the job. And it's unfortunate. And even when, a young woman thinks, I want to run for XYZ office, and they're thinking, well, maybe I can't handle it. Maybe I can't do it.
They start putting that into their heads, and that's
they're taking the
narrative.
societal standard into their own head.
Yeah.
And it's like programming. Like, you got to unprogram that.
Well, her book, See Jane Run, and you see it there. It comes out April 11th on Amazon. I think other bookstores will have it later next month. But it's really going to get into what she talked about. They surveyed young women across the board, and really adolescents across the board, both genders, about what they see as a woman leader. And I think the numbers are going to surprise you. So we talk about all of that.
That's
Tune
great.
in tonight, 16 News Now.
Wonderful.
And I think that's it. We're going to wrap things up. I'm so glad everybody could join us for the morning stretching into these areas that we kind of touched on this morning, but we get to talk more about it here. All
And
right.
I'll stop talking like this. So it's
Thank you. I
easier
appreciate
to
it.
edit.
Pipes down, would you? All right.
Okay.
Have a great day, everyone, on the morning stretch. Bye.